Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my girlfriend Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
How much? It is June 14th, 1996. And I don't know, things are great.
It's summertime, that's for sure.
It's Donald Trump's birthday today.
Is it?
Yeah, I was in the paper. They have, sometimes they have celebrity birthdays, and I guess he's a celebrity. I
guess.
He's a building magnate. He's got his name on everything. Gold letters, but it's his birthday today.
I don't know why we should care.
Happy birthday, Donald Trump. We don't know why we should care. I mean, I don't know. When's Tom Hanks's birthday?
Don't know, don't care.
When's Tom Cruise's birthday?
Same answer.
When's Tom Sizemore's
Okay,
birthday?
enough. I don't even know who Tom Sizemore is. What?
Okay, enough, you say.
Well, how many famous Toms are there?
What's Tom Petty's birthday? I guess I should have gone with Donald's, right? Because his name's Donald.
I guess.
When's Donald Duck's birthday?
Oh my goodness.
Does it sound like Donald Duck?
Sure.
No, not really.
A little.
What about Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Or Scrooge McDuck? Remember DuckTales? Woo!
Yeah. Wasn't that long ago, really.
No, like 3 or 4 years ago or something like that. But
Yeah, I liked that show.
sometimes stuff like that seems longer ago than it was,
For sure.
Scrooge McDuck. Aye, laddie. I'm gonna jump in my let's see, yeah, my accents.
I don't remember an accent.
He was Scottish.
Okay. He was Scottish,
My
and
lucky dime.
Donald Duck had a speech impediment? What?
Donald Duck sounded like a duck. Talked like a duck.
Why didn't Scrooge McDuck talk like a duck?
He had surgery he swapped his voice out with I don't know, a young Scotsman. He had a young Scotsman killed, and then he took his vocal cords.
Oh my god. So
That's what you can do when you have a bin full of money.
So speaking of money and millionaires,
Yeah.
how about we talk about Beverly Hills 90210
Oh, come on.
and the millionaire that Brenda's engaged to?
You don't want to talk about Scrooge McDuck's murderous rampages?
Not really.
Okay. Yeah, Brenda's engaged to some Stewart.
What? Am I recording with you or Sean Connery?
Come on, Stewart. It's a Scottish,
That doesn't sound like,
it's a Scottish accent, but it's not Sean Connery.
it sounds like, what the fuck's his name?
I have no idea who you could even possibly be thinking of.
I think maybe Leslie Nielsen, is that him?
Leslie Nielsen?
No, that's not him. Okay.
Leslie Nielsen from the Naked Gun movies?
That's not who I meant.
Frank Drebin. Sounds like this.
Never mind. I can't think of anything that I could possibly say that he's been in, so.
Stewart! Are you talking about, what's his name? Craig Ferguson?
No. No. Liam Neeson.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
That's him.
Not Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson's Northern Irish.
Yeah.
So it's a different accent.
Okay. I don't know. I can't do accents.
This watch could have been 14 people. It's the Schindler's List. He was in Schindler's List.
Oh, okay.
He was in the list.
I liked Schindler's List,
He wasn't
except
on
it
the
was
list.
super sad.
Yeah, it was.
And, I cried a lot, and, I had to watch it more than once, and that sucked.
Sorry, you had to watch it more than...
Yeah.
Did someone strap you to a chair and tape your eyes open? Clockwork Orange style?
Right.
Watch it!
Well, no, it's just, because, I had to see it with multiple people.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe somebody was rounding up people with German heritage. You must watch this movie.
Goodness.
Oh, you have Scottish heritage too, though, right?
I do.
So you know that my Scottish accent is great.
Shite?
Shite! Shetland pony's gonna kick ya.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's talk about Stuart.
So, okay. Stuart.
Stewie, as you call him.
Yeah. He rented them a suite in a hotel.
For a month.
Like, why? I mean,
to fuck her.
I guess because they both live with their parents, but like, then just go get an apartment, Stuart.
He says, yeah, I booked this place for a month so that we can come here together, or if you need some time to study, if you want some time alone, you just come here yourself. I thought he was going to be bringing other girls there or something. I didn't know what that was going on with this.
Yeah, it's really weird. That seems like, I mean, I guess it's a weird thing to do because we don't have millions of dollars laying around the house.
Right.
But
speak for yourself. I've got Scrooge McDuck chained in the basement.
Right. But I mean, like, seriously, I think I would be offended by the waste of money. A month.
Yeah, when you're not there all the time. It's as it turns out, it's for convenience. It's so she has some place to go.
Right.
That's the only reason they did it.
So, while they're there, she asks for a pen to work on her homework, I think. I don't even know.
No, an even more childish, ridiculous reason.
Huh.
They're in bed, and she says, I need a paper and pen. And she goes and gets a piece of paper, and he says, why? And she says, I want to practice writing my name.
Oh, yeah.
She wants to practice writing her married name. Brenda Walsh, Jason Voorhees Survivor. Whatever,
oh, goodness.
Whatever that family's last name is.
Carson.
Carson, that's right.
Brenda Walsh Carson.
Like Johnny Carson.
So, yeah, that is pretty bad.
I think that the conclusion of this storyline is going to be that Stuart is killed by Jason Voorhees.
You just want.
Do you know how happy I would be?
So bad.
Do you know how happy I would be if Jason Voorhees showed up in the show?
I know you would be.
Or even if they made just an allusion to it. Well, I've never seen that actor. The guy that plays his dad, right? I've never seen that actor in anything else ever. I've never seen him do any other thing except be the pervy professor that gets killed in Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, and this dude's dad.
I've never seen Jason Priestley do anything else.
He was in that movie Calendar Girl. I love my calendar
Ian's
girl.
hearing.
You're just challenging me now.
Yeah, because I think
Ian's
it's kind of a
hearing is-
ridiculous reason to keep bringing up that he is from that movie, because it's the only thing you've ever seen him in. There's lots of people we haven't seen in anything else.
Correct, but I've seen him in something else.
Oh.
But that's the only other thing.
Whatever. But she goes in his briefcase.
Yes, to get a pen.
So she can practice writing her married name.
Yeah, so she can write her name like a 10th grader.
And then she decides she doesn't want to marry him anymore because there's a prenuptial agreement in there. And apparently that is as bad as, killing
Panties.
her mother or something.
Right, she found some woman's panties in there.
Right.
It's ridiculous. She goes, what's this? And he's like, oh, that was, my dad's idea or whatever. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? And like, she flips out.
She was so mad.
At one point, she's like, I thought you loved me.
Like, okay, I could understand if this is a document that is designed to screw her over. Like, if they get married and then they get divorced and she gets nothing. But as long as it's whatever they accumulate when they're married, it gets split. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
She explained what it was later in the episode. She doesn't get any of the Carson's money.
Well, he is a Carson.
Yeah, but the money that they have now, their estate. If they got divorced, she wouldn't get part of their estate. They've known each other 2 weeks.
Right.
They're engaged. If I was a rich dude, like the guy that survived Jason Voorhees, and had a son, I would insist on a prenuptial agreement too. Because not that I would think that Brenda was marrying him for money, but you've known each other 2 weeks. Who knows what's going to fucking happen?
And I mean, she could be. Honestly, they don't know because they don't know her.
Right. And she even says, like, oh, I'm not marrying him for the money and stuff like that. I don't care about the money. I don't want any of his money if we were to get divorced. And it's like, then why did you freak out so much?
Right.
And then later she goes, oh, I was just upset because I got blindsided. Well, you got blindsided because you went in his briefcase and found it. He clearly wasn't ready to talk to you about it yet. Like, you guys haven't picked a date. It's not like it's the day before you're getting married. It's fucking ridiculous.
The whole thing was very ridiculous.
She reacted really weird to it.
But unfortunately, while this was happening, her father was talking to Dylan.
Jim Walsh.
What a
professional
fucking
asshole.
douche. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, this dude is always fucking up.
Yeah. So he tells Dylan how he's concerned about Carson.
And he says, what he's concerned about Jenny Carson. He's getting older, he says. This is 92, so he's like, hey, he's getting older. It's supposed to be his last year. Do you think Jay Leno will be any good? No, he says, spoiler for everybody, no. Jay Leno sucks. Anyway, he says to him, he's like, you, what do you think of him? He's like, let's just say he's not a choir boy and leave it at that. He's like, yeah, but you don't want her to marry him or whatever. And he's like, I'm not saying anything else.
Yeah.
I said leave it at that.
Which is fine. Like, whatever past they have, who knows how long ago it is. They're young people, so they can change. Right. Like, whatever.
So Jim says to him, he's like, oh, I don't know, Dylan, I think you'd be surprised at what kind of influence you could have on Brenda if you wanted to.
Yeah, and like, Dylan's talking about going to Cabo.
Yeah, Mexico.
Mexico again. And he's like, don't worry, I'm not taking Brenda. And he's like, I wouldn't mind if you were. Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
asshole.
He didn't say that exactly, but he insinuated it.
I'm telling you, this dude...
I'd rather she went to Mexico with you.
Not a good dad, man.
He's terrible. So... And Dylan flat out calls him out. He's like, if you're asking me to do what I think you're asking me to do, that's not right and stuff. And then he does it anyway, though.
Yeah.
Because he wants her.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's just because of her dad.
No, I don't think so either.
But
he starts talking to her and everything. He's like, hey, if you marry this dude, then, we'll never have another chance or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, what?
And then she gets very, very angry.
Well, she figures it out. She says, have you been talking to my dad? And he's like, yeah, I talked to your dad today, or whatever. She's like, he put you up to this, and he doesn't say anything. And she gets very pissed off.
But, I mean, like, that was stupid of him. I mean, he should have been honest. Yeah. And if he really wanted her, he should have been honest.
He said something that tipped her off that he was talking to Jim.
Yeah.
I don't remember what, but it was something he shouldn't have said.
So then she was humiliated. And she said as much, like, later when she's going out, which I would be too. Like, my dad's asking you to date me? Like, yeah, that would be awful.
She screamed, didn't scream, but she was really mad at her. Like, she comes in, the parents are sitting there, and they're like, hey, Brenda, we need to talk. And she's like, I don't have anything to fucking say to you. Yeah. And he's like, don't take that tone with me. And she goes, I'll talk to you any way I want.
I'll take any tone I goddamn well please, or something like that, yeah.
But they're all shocked and everything. And she's like, yeah, what'd you say to Dylan? And then she says, she goes through this whole thing. And she rightly says, she's like, what if I'd said yes to him? And then I found out later that you put him up to it. How would that make me feel? And everything. And she's all pissed off. And she's like, I'm going upstairs and getting my things. And don't anyone try to stop me. And Cindy's just glaring at Jim the whole time.
She's like, what the fuck did you do?
She had no idea. And Jim looks like he's been sunned.
Yeah.
he looks like a hangdog.
Yeah, he definitely knows he fucked up, which is good. But so then she takes off, and she's also, she's already not talking to Stuart. Mm-hmm. Now she's, left home. She has nowhere to go, but she does because she goes to the fucking hotel suite.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They did that so she'd have a place to be.
So she stays there and won't talk to anybody for a couple days. Apparently Stuart has called there.
Right.
And she just hasn't answered.
Stuart's like, where could she be?
Like, what the fuck, dude?
I telephoned. It's the international law that you must answer the phone if it rings. She didn't answer the phone. She can't be there.
Right.
Why would I stop by?
So, yeah. She eventually thinks things through. Mm-hmm. Signs the prenuptial agreement, like she should have calmly done to begin with. Yeah. And then she goes and apologizes to him.
Yeah.
So now the wedding's back on.
And she, real quick before we transition to another part of the story, she walks up and he's talking to one of the foremans or whatever, and they get into this like little mini fight. And the foreman's like, I don't need you fucking telling me what to do. I don't care if your last name is Carson, you little shit. Basically is what he says.
Yeah.
He was kind of an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Carson's like, hey, it's okay, whatever. And then he starts talking to Brenda. Brenda sort of sees it. And he apologizes for it. And he's like, yeah, I think about, like, that shouldn't have happened or whatever. And he's like, I think about this guy's life, and he's got a wife
right.
and kids and a mortgage he can't afford, and it's like...
Goes home to his house in the valley.
Right? Where the scum live, he says. He's like, so, when I put it in that perspective, it's like, why do I need to be mad at him or whatever? And it's like, and Brenda doesn't think like, oh, wow, you're an asshole.
Right.
She's just like, oh, well, I'm going to give you a kiss for being understanding and for being kind and polite. And it's like, you really got rose-colored glasses on, don't you, Brenda?
Right. Like, what? Like, first of all, you're getting married, so, like, having a wife and kids should not be something to feel sorry for him about.
Right, exactly. I don't know exactly. I didn't know where he was going with that, other than the fact that he's like, well, he doesn't make as much money as me.
Yeah. He's got to take care of a family, and he can't afford to, he assumes.
Maybe this is what's going to break them up eventually, because he seems kind of like he's sort of money obsessed.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
I don't know.
But he also seems like, he might be into drugs or women or, there could be a million things that could break them up. Like, he does not seem good.
It might turn out he's a space alien. We don't know.
Right.
They might actually get married, and on their wedding night, he pulls his pants down, and she's like, why is there a blender blade where your penis should be? And he's like, oh, yeah, that's right. You're an Earth woman.
Holy fuck, Mark. First of all, they've already had sex. We've established that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's right.
Second of all, oh my God, a blender spinner thingy? What the fuck?
I don't know. I was having flashbacks to The Mask. Remember we saw the movie The Mask?
Yeah.
I was thinking he was so horny in that movie that, if he tried to have sex with somebody, he'd probably have like a whirling, spinning dick with like a face.
Ew, ew, ew.
Anyway.
Okay. So, next would be what? David.
Is that what you want to do? That's the other major storyline.
Yeah. What's the other minor storyline?
You don't want to get into Andrea?
Sure, go for it.
What did she do this episode?
I don't remember.
I think she talked twice.
Why are you bringing her up?
She didn't really have anything going on. Donna didn't have anything going on. Steve has something going on.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. Does he? I don't know. You tell me. He used John Sears' room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what was that about? They're trying to get him
They wanted to cheat on his girlfriends.
With this one girl. Oh, and
we all cheat on our girlfriends, so you do. You need to too.
We had another moment of, we recognize this person. So we've now met Andrea's baby daddy.
Yeah. Lucinda.
And what the fuck was this girl's name? I don't remember. But
Celeste.
No, Celeste is his girlfriend.
Cary Grant's daughter.
Yeah. No, that's his girlfriend. Whatever her name is, she's the one who, is crazy, and at the end of the season, like, a lot of shit goes down.
She goes to a mental institution.
Yeah. So
she's a dancer.
Yeah, so he sees her dancing, and, like, why? I kind of zoned out or something. Like, I don't remember everything that happened here. Like, I know he saw her dancing, and he took her to a party, and then apparently he had sex with her.
Okay. So
What?
I don't know. So what happened is one of the brothers was going on a date, and this was his date's friend. Basically, he was doing a solid for one of his brothers. Go on a date with this girl. And he's like, I don't want to because I'm dating Celeste. And like, she doesn't even go to school here. She's never going to know. And so he does it. And he sees her, and she looks kind of like Kelly a little bit.
She does.
So I can see why he'd be into it. And they go to the fucking frat. Like I think they went to a movie or something like that, and they come back to the frat. But she's like, hey, let me take you home. And she goes, why? You have an early class in the morning? He goes, no. And she kind of gives him the smile, like, I want your cock.
Yeah.
Smile. And then it just, like, fades out. Like, and we don't actually see them sleep together. They mention that John is with some other girl.
Yeah, he's sleeping with a lot of girls.
Yeah. Which we determined is okay.
Well, yeah, because he is not committed to Kelly, and Kelly has not committed to him in any way.
Yeah, they're actually not dating yet. They haven't gone out yet. He keeps asking her, and the other brothers are like, because Steve's like, oh, who's this girl that he's going out with? And they're like, it's just somebody that he's spending time with until Kelly's ready.
No, he says that. John says that. It's just somebody I'm killing time with till Kelly Taylor gets her head on straight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's planning on being committed to her when she's ready, I would think.
Apparently. But yeah, he's with several different women. So he's with somebody else at their sorority house or whatever, I guess. So his room's open. They're like, oh, you're going to use the room? And then they cut, and we don't see what happened. I suspect he didn't actually sleep with her. Because maybe they spent the night together, maybe they just talked or whatever, but I think we would have seen it. We would have at least seen them starting to kiss or something like that if they had actually slept together. But the next day somebody's like, oh, John says, oh, I heard you put my room to good use.
Yeah.
And Steve goes, yeah, I guess. That's his response to that.
So he just wants them to think he slept with her. I guess that makes sense.
And they're like, he's talking, like, he's chastising John. He's like, what's with all these other girls? I thought you wanted Kelly or whatever. And he's like, yeah, well, you got a girlfriend too. I wonder if Celeste would be understanding or whatever. If, it's almost like a threat.
Yeah, it was. He's not a good guy, I don't think. I mean, I don't think he's doing anything wrong, but I don't think he's a good guy either. So we'll see. But I don't know why they wanted him to cheat on Celeste anyway. Is it just like a hobby they have?
Apparently, yeah. They like to ruin relationships.
Right?
They're like Scrooge McDuck with vocal cords.
Okay.
Because he kills random people to get vocal cords.
Sure.
They like to ruin lives in a different way.
So, David.
Speaking of ruining lives.
Yeah. His dad is being sued for custody.
Yeah.
And David gets served.
Jackie tells Kaylee first. Kelly, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know who Kaylee is.
What? Yeah, Jackie takes Kelly to the park and tells her that she's, suing Mel for custody. But nobody warns David. And then he gets served papers that he's got to go to a deposition.
I think that's pretty shitty. Jackie should have said, because she had to know he was getting deposed.
Yeah.
So Jackie should have said something to him.
And the poor guy, he gets prepped by the lawyers, and they don't prep him well enough.
Yeah, here's how to lie, David.
Well, they said, just say you can't remember if they ask you anything,
That you don't want to, anything that would be damaging to your dad.
So, yeah, and her lawyer asks him, is this the first time your dad had cheated with a hygienist? Isn't that why your mom and him got divorced? Didn't your mom have a nervous breakdown because of it? It was pretty...
And she says the lawyer kind of objects to it, and she's like, oh, I'm just showing a pattern of behavior that any judge would approve. I don't agree.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there aren't judges that would approve this line of questioning and this tactic, but I don't think any judge would.
No.
I mean, this is straying a little far from the topic at hand, because he left his child one time when she was getting sick. I guess they're trying to say that he knew she was sick when he left.
But he didn't.
I don't think he did.
There was no indication that he did.
And so she asked all these questions, and Mel stands up and he's like, "Hey, if we're going to talk about this, what about Jackie's fucking cocaine habit?"
And I'm sorry, but yeah. I mean, he's right. Like, she has a horrible past, too.
Yeah. How about all the guys she brought home?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pissed.
It's not. What they're doing is not right.
No. And Jackie's in charge of her lawyer.
Right.
I mean, the lawyer is in charge of the strategy, but if Jackie didn't want her to do something, then she couldn't do it. Like, the lawyer works for her.
Right.
So she could have easily said, "I don't want David brought into this." Mm-hmm. But she didn't.
Nope.
I think Mel's a dick. I think Mel's an awful character, but I think Jackie's wrong in a lot of what she's doing here.
Yeah.
I think this is too early to be trying to take all custody rights away. I don't think she should be putting David in the middle of this. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, and, like, poor David, I mean, it looked like he was just connecting the dots when they were asking him that, like, it's his dad's fault that his mom had a nervous breakdown.
Right.
And he's still only 17 years old.
Yeah.
That's a lot to put on a kid.
And he's like, see, basically, and he answers the question. He's like, yeah, I guess that's why she had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's going to fucking puke.
And his dad's like, you fucking betrayed me.
Yeah. How awful.
Yeah.
How could you sell me out like this? Fuck you.
Yeah. I agree.
So then he goes home, and Kelly is there because they live together, and he just takes it all out on her, which is not right either.
No, he shouldn't be taking it out on Kelly, but I also don't disagree with the things he said. Like, he wasn't saying to Kelly, you're an asshole. He was saying, I don't want to hear what Jackie has to say anymore. I don't want anything from her. Like, he's pissed off at her, and he has a right to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And she gets pissed because he's talking about her mother. So she's like, I'm leaving, and tell David I'm going to my mother's. Like,
right.
Whatever.
But David's wrong when he defends Mel, because Mel's a piece of shit. But Kelly is wrong in this instance because Jackie's not. Like, she should say, I know it's hard because they're emotionally connected and everything, and for the longest time it was just her and her mom. But the right thing to do would say, hey, I'm sorry you got dragged into this. It's not right that you got dragged into this.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's somewhat resentful to her, too, because he's probably thinking you should have told her not to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
even though that's unreasonable, I can easily see him thinking that.
And it's unfair, kind of, that he's the only one getting dragged in.
Right.
I mean, I realize it's because he was babysitting that weekend or whatever, but...
Well, Kelly will get dragged in if they goes to trial. Kelly, tell us about your mom's cocaine addiction.
Right. And they kind of like took a dig at David too, because they're like, you know, when Jackie took her home, she was severely dehydrated, and you'd had her for 4 hours. So like trying to say
14 hours, I believe.
Oh, trying to say he wasn't a good babysitter, like it was a poor choice or whatever.
Well, I think they're trying to. Yeah, they are kind of taking a dig at him. But I think that the lawyer's trying to establish that Mel was unreasonable leaving the child in his care. That he's not responsible enough or trained enough. Because if he's leaving his daughter with his other son, his daughter's brother, or half-brother or whatever, and he is, qualified to take care of her, then there's really no arguments.
Yeah, and I mean, he said as much. He's like, I lived with her for, the first year of her life. I did everything. I fed her and changed her diapers, and I'm capable of handling all the care that she needs. And I'm sure that's true, except that she was sick.
Yeah. And he didn't realize it.
Because he's a 17-year-old boy.
Right.
That's where the issue comes in.
And that's what they're going to try. They're going to try to say that he knew she was sick and that he dumped her on the kid because that's the only person who was available, and all he cared about was getting laid with a dental hygienist.
Which is true.
Because apparently that's his fetish. His fucking dental hygienists.
They're all attractive, though. Have you noticed that? Like, there's no ugly dental hygienists.
You mean in the world or in Beverly Hills 90210?
No, I mean, like, in the world. I have never seen an unattractive dental hygienist.
I've never really noticed, but yeah, I guess you're right. I think it's something about those scrubs. Those smocks that they wear or whatever.
Right? Like, none of them are overweight either. Like, they all have, like, the perfect cute little bodies with the cute little hair. I don't know.
Wow.
It's annoying.
You sound turned on and jealous at the same time.
I'm just saying, I think it's unfair for them to all be beautiful.
Do you think it's one of those things where, like, at the outside of the dental hygienist school is like a silhouette, and it's like you must fit into the shape
right?
to enter this school like it's a roller coaster?
That's exactly what it is.
All right.
So, yeah, the end of the episode is not good because we got David freaking out on Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, in the situation of maybe having cheated on his girlfriend.
Possibly.
And Brenda back together with Doucheface.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why I hate him, but I hate him.
Oh, and I just remembered. Brandon's finally doing something.
Oh, yeah,
this
Brandon.
episode.
Yeah, he is.
Well, almost anyway.
He gets invited to dinner by Lucinda.
Yeah.
And
guess what? Carol was right. She's married.
Yeah, she just throws it casually in the conversation.
Do you think that she said that on accident, just in the natural flow of conversation, and then she was like, "Oh, I guess I got to tell him"? Or do you think that she was just throwing it out there?
I think she was just throwing it out there.
All
I
right.
think she knew what she was doing.
Because he's looking at all these masks because she's a
Anthropologist.
Anthropologist, yeah. Looking at all these masks that are on the wall, and she's like, "Yeah, my husband and I have collected them over the years or whatever." And he's like,
"Husband?"
He's like, "When did you get divorced?"
Yeah.
She looks at him and she's like, "Yeah, no,
I'm married."
Oh.
And then he spills wine on...
Well, here's the thing. Before you fast forward.
Okay.
She's talking to him and everything. She's like, "Look, my husband and I have an understanding or whatever." And she's like, "Oh, so like, it's you can see whoever, he can see whoever kind of thing." And she's like, she avoids that question. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, "Look, he's gone a lot or whatever. I don't know exactly."
He doesn't ask.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't tell.
That's right. Like the military, she says. And then she says, "Do you really want to talk about my husband all night? Because I, don't want to think about it right now or whatever." And I can't believe it, but Brandon's like, "No, I have no interest in talking about him." And he's gonna go through with it.
Yeah.
They eat dinner, they get on the couch, they start making out.
She wants him to go to the bedroom, and he's like, "Oh, I want to stay on the couch." Like,
he's like, "I always thought beds were overrated."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, let's go fuck in my husband's bed." And I'm wondering if that's what Brandon was thinking.
Maybe.
So he uncrosses his legs or whatever, like a girl, and knocks over, like, the big long-legged stride, and knocks over a wine glass all over the picture thing. And then go ahead. What you were saying.
He starts wiping off the photo album he spilled this on, and there's a picture of her and her husband, who happens to be his professor that he adores and talks to all the time, his mentor.
That's right.
So,
and Brandon hears his disembodied voice say, "Don't touch her below the Mendoza line."
Oh goodness. So yeah, he's like, "Nope, can't do it. Nope."
Right. He's like, "I know this dude." She's like, he probably doesn't even know you. Like, his class is so big. And he's like, "Yeah, I talk to him every day." And then he's like, "I'm tutoring whomever." And she's like, "Oh, you're tutoring that too?" Like they've talked about him.
Yeah, like she knows who Brandon is because of that.
Right.
So yeah, it's no good.
Not at all. So he's like, "I can't do this." And then he leaves. And then his professor comes to him the next day. And he's like, "Smells like you've been kissing my wife." No, he says to him, "Hey, she told me all about you. How you met working out or whatever at the gym. And she likes you, and so do I. So why don't you come over for dinner?"
Yeah, we want to have you over for dinner.
They're going to try to get him in the three-way.
I don't think so.
She's all about three-ways.
She does want to have a three-way, but not with her husband. So we will see.
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen with that? With him coming over for dinner?
if he's smart, it won't happen.
Well, he's already accepted the invitation.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be awful. Nothing's going to happen, though. I mean, it's just going to be weird and awkward, and like he'll be avoiding her advances every time her husband walks out of the room.
I think he's going to say something to the husband.
Oh, I don't.
I do. And I think that's why they get divorced. Because I think when he sees her in Washington, I'm pretty sure that she's not with him anymore.
Oh, I don't. I thought she was still.
I don't know.
Married.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll be getting there.
Slowly but surely. Week by week.
Right. But that's the episode for this week. Carol.
So,
you're on.
Go ahead and write us at latefee1994@aol.com.
Yeah, do
Check
that.
out our website at retrolatefee.com. And tell your friends.
Yeah, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.